This is Good Morning San Diego.
More and more Americans are moving to San Diego amid rising crime rates and higher property prices in big cities like LA and New York. But what does that mean for local San Diegans wanting to buy property? Realtor Mark Powell from the Discovery Property Group joins us now with the answer. You wrote about this where, Mark?
It was in the Times of San Diego. It actually did a comparison to that movie Escape from New York and Escape from LA. They're just flocking out of there because of skyrocketing crime and homelessness, and a lot of them are coming to San Diego and buying our houses here.
As you noted, both LA and New York have higher property prices now, but you're saying that demand will come to San Diego, it will drive our prices up, and pretty soon we'll be in their stratosphere, correct?
Absolutely. As we notice, our inventory is shrinking. A lot of it has to do with people not wanting to put their house on the market because of COVID. They're scared that a buyer could come in and they could catch COVID, or somebody else could come in there and give them COVID. So that reduced the inventory. Also, San Diego's a bargain compared to LA. The average home price in LA is $710,000. New York and San Francisco, it hovers over $1.5 million. We're a bargain still.
All right, Mark, if you're planning to leave California, it's not such a bad phenomenon, correct?
No, it's not a bad deal if you're selling in San Diego, but here's why people don't sell. Because if they sell in San Diego, they can't afford to move back to their own house. The average person makes about $80,000 a year, and to buy a house in San Diego, you have to make $140,000. So for many people, they're just going to stay here if they own and enjoy this beautiful weather.
So the issue then, it seems to me, is it's a supply and demand issue. You need to increase the supply. That's problematic because our elected officials, and especially our new elected officials, need to focus on doing things that help incentivize building, not restrict building. For example, there's going to be a push for a climate action plan, and a seller is not going to want to have to change all of their windows and do all of their ductwork and their heating system prior to selling. They won't be able to afford it, so they just won't sell. It's as simple as that. And if you have to add solar energy and things like that, that's just going to get tacked on. If someone does sell, that's just going to get tacked on to the sale price, making the problem worse.
Even worse. So look, if you live in San Diego, you have to make about $140,000 to buy a house here. The average salary is $80,000. It's almost impossible for people to buy a house here. Plus, we have very low inventory. Our new elected officials need to incentivize building by streamlining permit processes, making permits cheaper, and allowing builders to build so we can increase the inventory. Well, it is exactly that.
That sounds fine and dandy, Mark. It sounds like a solution, but the problem is the current political leadership is going in the absolute opposite direction, are they not?
They're going to probably go in the same direction as these other cities, and as they increase mandates and point-of-sale mandates and increase permit fees, we're going to have a really bad housing problem. We already have a housing crisis here. Can you imagine it getting worse with home prices spiking up way over $1 million? We could eventually turn into places like San Diego, like San Francisco, LA, and New York, if we're not careful, and if our elected officials don't take warning and look at these other cities and not make the same mistakes that they did.
All right, Mr. Powell, I'm sure we'll chat on this topic again and again, but in the meantime, allow me and everybody here at KUSI to wish you a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Thank you, guys.